swap a bed, I just keep it going. I'm kinda like I'm reading orders. Depth pool, got a fight in it full of high hopes. Look at my flow, DLM, man, keep it liquid, it's never not so. Hold up like, whoa, talking about slippers, bro, I don't even know that hoe. Easy in this pizza, they get fees, I let it bake inside the vault until the cheese is done. Fools are paying me like I don't even go to beach, I'd rather be here on the feet or something. Best believe it's decent, wavy man, I see secret chillin' in the deep end. Every week and weekend, see me, you can depend on it, cause I mean it. Coming up, you can even find a way to flood it up. You done enough, 10% stimulate and run it up. Point system looking like a fine where they won't miss a solid contribution. Could've pointed out enough. I met up with Matt, had a really good chat. He's telling me bet up your army does laps. That orbit does this meteor's headed when no one's expecting it. We watching it happen, in a pool of Meteora, watch me swim, swap a bed, I just keep it going. I'm kinda like I'm reading orders. Depth pool, got a fight in it full of high hopes. Look at my flow, DLM, man, keep it liquid, it's never not so. Hold up like, whoa, talking about slippers, bro, I don't even know that hoe. Easy in this pizza, they get fees, I let it bake inside the vault until the cheese is done. Fools paying me like I don't even go to beach, I'd rather be here on the beach or
something. GM, everybody.
G-Man.
G-Man. How's everyone on the first day of May, guys?
Yes, sir.
It's actually a public holiday. It's a public holiday in Singapore, right? Malaysia.
And all of us are here working on a public holiday. Zen has a beer because it's a public holiday.
Yes. It's Labor Day here. In Singapore, Labor Day means you work more.
Yeah, Labor Day means people like us who don't labor in physically will labor more.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy, everybody, thanks for tuning in for today's community call. It's gonna be an exciting one. We have Zen, we have Shane, we have Ben, HMC, RP Army, lots of folks here today to share about some updates. So I'll just kick us off real quick. If these sites work. Yeah. So we're gonna do our normal updates of the week, and then we'll be sharing a few product updates from the DAMM V2 and DBC side. And then we have Ben Yu covering about points. The question that everyone is asking about when points or when leaderboard will be answered by Ben later. And then Zen and I will go through a quick proposal that we put together. And then we'll end off with Joshua talking about a new DRMM initiative that he wants to talk about. Yeah, so these three updates. It's been a pretty exciting week, but first a nice update would be the Adrena team has given us $100,000 in incentives for ARP USDC and ARP SOL. So ARP is a liquidity provision token similar to JRP. By holding ARP, you provide liquidity to the perps platform, and now you can provide liquidity twice by holding ARP and providing liquidity for ARP, and you get incentives on DRMM, and you also get trading fees from both the DRMM and the perps token. So if you want to go out there and earn some yield, go and try out these pools. Next, a big shout out to Mia, who has been pushing ahead with the public blacklist of Kelser addresses. He has managed to add 350 new addresses thanks to people like Detective and other like community contributors. Also, a big shout out to the RUT chat team who has been giving us like these RUT networks. Basically, RUT chat is very good at like mapping out all the addresses that's related, and then if one of them launches a token and then uses 10 different wallets to like extract money, they'll identify all the wallets they interact with, and then blacklist all of them. It's part of our ongoing efforts to make sure that no MAC goes to the wrong hands, and I think it's been a pretty big W where we have so many more wallet addresses that all use DRMM and touch DRMM, but for more nefarious reasons. And yeah, we have a lot of updates of people launching on DBC. So one of the teams that have launched on DBC is Believe app. The Believe app has this idea of like tokenizing a tweet to help bootstrap MVP. Like, so let's say you're launching a new product and you post a tweet talking about a new product. You can tokenize it and then you let people speculate on a new product in order to help you bootstrap it and get a lot more eyes on it. We've been working very closely with the Believe team to experiment and push these things forward. So just a big shout out to them, and I think you guys will hear more from them soon. Next, another team, Candace TV.
Crypto narratives fade fast. How can crypto
Yeah,
believe
I
in
don't want
something
to.
it didn't
I
create?
think the
Candle is
sound
the
is
answer.
annoying.
It's crypto's own content creation platform, built to accelerate the birth of memes and coins with direct.
Yeah. Anyways, I just want to quickly cover what Candle TV does. Is that they're basically a live streaming focused meme coin launchpad. They launched their own token, Candle, and then they are going to do many like customized and bit style launches where they experiment with new settings under something they call Candle Premier. So and all of them will use Meteora. All of them will leverage Meteora's various technological suite. So big shout out to them and Godspeed, and looking forward to seeing what they ship. Yeah, and this just happened a few minutes ago, and I had to add this in. But another launchpad team went live with DBC, called X Apple. They are the X Combinator team who also work with Meteora on other like launchpad mechanisms, and now they are launching tokens directly from Telegram using their latest launchpad and DBC. Finally, we have actually a Mooney rebrand. I wonder whether this has sound. Yeah, it has sound. Yeah, so basically, Mooney has relaunched. This is the old Dead Trainer Moonshot team that uses Meteora DAMM, and they have relaunched with a fixed price curve, and they launch on Meteora DAMM. So lots of exciting like launchpads that's launching. Zen, what are your thoughts on what's going on the launchpad scene?
Yeah, I also want to share that these are not just merely just simple integrations, right? So I think I also wrote something about this. It's like, especially now, right? There's a lot of focus on token creation, and our focus here is to really create new metas, and that can only come about with a lot of experimentation, right? So it's not something that you can just pluck out from the air. So really appreciate the work that all these launchpads has done with us, right? Because they are really work very closely with us. With just launching, with us experimenting, testing, right? Because and we could clearly see that their sincerity and they're really genuine about helping creators, right? Pro creators. Because whatever improvement they make in the entire launch process is all directly impacting creators to help them to launch and to grow their communities, right? So all the people that we work with are extremely open, and they are fast, and they are willing to really try and test different metas. So I just want to really do a shout out to everybody who have worked with us, right? And we are just at the beginning, right? So we hope to really like work with even more launchpads, and then to create even more innovations, like create new mechanisms, right, that can really help the launchpads and help the creators to win. So I just want to highlight that point, and I'm really extremely grateful to be able to work with all these people from the different teams.
Sweet. Yeah, I think Meteora is here with a lot of different technological suite. We want to help people launch and experiment and work with us. We also spend a lot of time launching different tools for launchpads over the past few weeks, which is why you guys are going to see like a pickup in number of people using Meteora. So we'll talk about it more later, but I think it's pretty exciting times. Yeah. Okay, moving on. We're gonna. Oops, that's not the right thing to do. Oops. Okay. Moving on, I think I want to bring on Shane to share with us some updates that we did to Dynamic AMM V2. What's up, Shane?
Hello, Gmat everyone. So we have been DAMM V2 has been on edge, the .meteora.ag for the past couple of weeks. Thanks to everyone who have given us feedback and help us, tweak out all the minor, issues that we have. And now today, yesterday already, we have made it live on app.meteora.ag. So it's live on the main app. You can check it out already. A huge shout out to our front end team, Dong, Maxam, and Raflin for helping us improve the user experience for DAMM V2 on the UI. Right now we have close to 500,000 in TVL, and I believe in the next coming weeks we are gonna see an increase in the amount of liquidity is added to DAMM V2 as well. So one of the along with it being live on production on the main app, we also release support for DAMM V2 on the universal search. So when you're on the homepage of Meteora, meteora.ag, you can easily look for your preferred DAMM V2 pool by using the search bar. And
sorry.
Another important update that we have is that both Birdeye and Dex tools have integrated DAMM V2. So if you're looking for more granular details about your pool when you launch on DAMM V2, there will be a button on the UI that links directly to the Birdeye or Dex tools page for that pool and that token. And there will be more indexes that are integrating DAMM V2 as well, like Gecko Terminal, and Dex Screener and GMGN. So stay tuned for that. And we've also updated the DAMM V2 docs. As you know, Meteora is building launch liquidity pools, not just for LPs, but for launchpads to also integrate. And DAMM V2 has huge improvements over the DAMM V1. A lot of new options that you can configure for your launchpad. For example, having a fee scheduler with exponential or linear curves so that there's some anti-sniper type of high fees at the start of the launch for the token, and dynamic fees as well to earn more fees for your creators and for your launchpad. You get to also collect fees in, you have the option to collect fees in both base and quote token like before, or just the quote token only for people who just want to collect fees in USDC or SOL. And you get to lock liquidity permanently or with vesting, and yet still claim your fees with the locked liquidity. So we really want to build out new tools for launchpads based on their needs, and DAMM V2 provides a lot of optionality, a lot of configuration ability for you. And not only that, DBC, the dynamic bonding curve, for those launchpads that are using that, they have the option to migrate to both DAMM V1 as well as DAMM V2. So yeah, these are some of the important feature updates for DAMM V2. I remember last year when DLMM first came out, it took some time for users to get used to all the different features. I wanted to ask Havy. Havy is here, right? What do you think about the next bootcamp teaching users on how to use DAMM V2 as well, since it's a new product that Meteora launched?
You're muted, Heavy.
Hey, Havy.
Yeah, well, that helps. So yeah, we're gonna try and get that integrated into our next boot camp, which will be later in May, at the end of the month. Yeah, we're try and get the DAMM V2 in there. In it.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Sorry to cut you off. I think it would take some time for people to get used to DAMM V2 and experiment with it. I think one cool thing about DAMM V2 is that you can concentrate your liquidities. You can't control the distribution between two prices, but you can create pools with the set prices, and it has dynamic fees similar to DRMM. So I think people will start to use it as sort of a simplified or easy simplified version of DRMM. But DRMM will always be keen for its level of customizability and power. Yeah.
And I always think
Right.
about DAMM V2 like you are taking some of the best pieces from DLMM and DAMM and combining into one. Yeah, but we have to check it out. Yeah, we'll encourage everyone to check it out.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It'll be
checked
great.
it out. I checked it out on one. I tried in a DLMM pool and a DAMM V pool, same token, and I actually happened to make a little bit more on the DAMM V2 and percentage-wise.
Wow.
But yeah. Anyway.
Sweet. I think what we want to see is like you guys experimenting with it. So looking forward to hearing stories like that. Yeah. It's like Mika said that everyone needs to build up DAMM V2 experience. Yeah. But yeah, I want to take this chance. Sorry, thanks a lot, Shane, for telling us about DAMM V2. But I wanted to take this chance to talk about something, which is that like over the past 3 or 4 weeks, starting off with the time we launched on Meteora.ag, followed by dynamic bonding curve, last week, we've actually launched a lot of technologies that's dedicated towards launchpads. We had all these like fee sniper, fee scheduler, alpha vault, everything, and we needed to get it out there in the world and get more people using it. So we started off this like 1 month process, starting with the launch of Meteora.ag, followed up by all the case studies, all the sharings, DBC, and tons of stuff related to launchpads. I think today is sort of like starting of turning the tides, where we start to focus more as well on like what makes Meteora great, which is the LP army. For example, DAMM V2 is actually one of the things that we are pushing to help the LP army as well as helping launchpads. And I think you also start to see upgrades towards DRMM, such as the much awaited rebalance and dynamic position endpoint. And we're going to do a lot more things as well to help the LP army and and answer like questions like the point system and stuff, which will come after this. So I think like I just want to take this time to thank everyone for your support towards launch of Meteora.ag and making sure Meteora is the centerpiece of launches. The work there will continue to will keep going with me and Malcolm and a lot of the team pushing and making sure launchpads know how to use the technologies and stuff. But now that the information is out there and the knowledge is out there, I think we can start to double down on what makes Meteora great, which is everyone here. So any thoughts, Shane or Zen?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the very first call that we had. We talk about refocusing back on our core, which is product innovation. And basically, whatever we do is the essence of what we do is we build dynamic liquidity pools, and I love the simplicity of that, and that also informs all our decisions, right, in terms of what to focus on. So I'm pretty excited to see that since then to now we have made quite a lot of progress by this focus, right? Because we focused the team and everybody, including the LP army, the community, we all align on a single vision. And I think like the launch.meteora.ag, the V2, and really thanks Soju, Malcolm, and the team, right, for actually pushing extremely hard to get all the integrations in. So I think we are in a pretty good spot now. But of course, the battle is not not won yet, right? So we urge everybody to just continue to work with us to see how we can push through together. But all in all, I think great job, and I'm really excited to see what we can do in the next phase.
Yeah, and I think another thing I want to add is that all these new products and features were built with very informed kind of decision making and discussions with the team, because a lot of the feedback that we get from the launch partners and creators and the LP army, they really help contribute towards all these products. And we are not like building stuff just thinking of ideas out of thin air, but really trying to resolve all these and address all these pain points that creators, liquidity providers, and launchpads face. So all these different features actually have very specific benefits for these different stakeholders. So we're very proud that we are very proud of the products we built, and of course there's going to be a learning curve, right? Like pun intended, right? But we think very soon, like DLMM, once it hits the inflection point, there will be a huge take up and on these products as well.
Yeah, looking forward to hitting that inflection point. Yeah, and now for the part that everyone is here for, let's bring on our Mr. Points Man, or our point man for points, Mr. Ben Yu.
Point man.
GMAT, everyone. Yeah, so I think I'm here to share a little bit about points, our current point system, and where we are, a little progress, and some challenge and what to expect next, right? So yeah, I mean, we have been working really hard to actually make progress on like the point system, right? Even though we have continuously accounting for all of like the TVLs and fees that since we started on like January of 2024, right? But let me just share a little bit of like where things are, or like a little bit of like challenges that we are currently facing, right? So I think for both DAMM and also DMM, which are both permissionless, it has been a challenge for us to actually account for every single token, especially price, right? Because there are obviously some users would be just minting their new token and then creating their own pools and then try to wash trade it. So those are what we call sort of like the bad actors to try to game the system. And then there are also some tokens that we can't accurately account for their token price, which we are still trying to actually account for most of them. Right now, I think we have 90% of them. That's just sort of like weeding out like the rest of like the 10% of it, right? And another part, it's DAMM V1. It's slightly more challenging for in comparison because it ties tied closely with our dynamic vaults, right? Which it's automatically generate yield from the lendings protocols over there, and those kind of like messing up like with some calculations, which we are tweaking it a little bit on our formula. And then finally, there's also the third-party integrations that partners that are providing LPs over at Meteora, like Camino and Hawkside, where we are already working closely with them to actually pinpoint some of like the users that they have and also TVL that they're providing, right? So with that said, I think what can you all expect next, right? So we are actually aiming. Actually, it's more of like a question as well to see if we should actually have like a subset of like data, like maybe like a 3 months kind of like worth of like points or TVL and fees to actually release it out sort of like a beta or like a very initial version to actually send it present it over to our users to actually for them to actually play around with and check. Or we can obviously work together in this sort of like the tweaking process, right? So we release what we have right now, and then we can, I mean, there will obviously have some errors in accounting here and there, and then we can work together closely and then just try to get the fix those inaccuracy here. So that's where we are right now. And yeah, I want to hear some thoughts of what you guys think, or like which one would you prefer, like Zen or Soju. Do you have any ideas? Like, would you rather look at like a short subset of amount? I mean, I'm sure everyone here, maybe even Heavy as well, I'm very curious of like what are the points that they have accumulated, right, over the past years that you guys have been LPing on, like, DMM or like, DMM. So yeah.
HMC or Alex or Joshua, do you guys have any thoughts? You want to jump on and share? Muted again, HMC.
Sorry, guys. I'm actually like, I've never really been all that worried about points, to be honest with you. But I'm looking forward to this, coming out and finally, like we'll see the progress and all these things. I mean, I do both dynamic pools and DLMM, and I think it's something that the community wants and needs, and I'm looking forward to that progress and hitting those marks. What my points actually are, it's not that huge of a deal to me, because I came for the fees, right? I never came for the points, unlike some other people. So but I really like to hear this progress, Ben, and I'm excited to see this move forward.
Joshua?
Hey, Gosha.
Yeah, I'm muted. Support is might having some issues.
Yeah, he might be having a network issue.
Yeah, but then just also another quick note, it's that like I think we're gonna push it out into like different phases. So first phase, obviously, it's gonna be sort of like individual points for each of the users, right? So after you log in, you will be able to see your points, and then the next phase is gonna be a leaderboard, right? So we can actually see who's making tons of points and who's not making tons of points. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of people there's a lot of people who want to see that leaderboard, and then there's people who don't want to see the leaderboard, and but I think that it's probably right getting to be the right time to finally see that, because a lot of people that like they want to see that needle move. So I think it's probably the right call.
We can hear you, Joshua.
Oh, do you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had some mic problems.
No worries.
Just a quick note from myself. I actually do share Heavy's kind of point that I do know that those kind of members who over the army who are so long here, where I don't think people actually care that much about how many points they have. But on the flip side, I'm truly interested myself of like in over 14 months of doing this, how was it going? And I do know that people do, with some of the people who are more new for the community, they do care about this, and it will provide some clarity. And I'm also aware of the challenges. I've been talking to about how we had some errors a year ago with APIs and claimed fees, which were quite significant, but I'm sure that it will all be okay in the end. So yeah, thanks a lot for doing this. I think that's really valuable.
Thank you. And there's a good comment from Vinay as well that we probably shouldn't put out like the full address on our leaderboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Lots
like
of
that.
Yeah.
Otto has a suggestion as well. I like the stuff.
I think the 24 hours leaderboard, like the past 24 hours is a bit easier to do. You don't have the backfield already in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think keep sending us, tweet to us on like some of the feedback that you think would be useful. We'll take all into considerations, and yeah. So ideally, I think I guess very last note from me, it's that like aiming to get something out, in this month, in this May, and then yeah, we should be seeing some points soon.
Wow.
Yeah, I think one quick note I
Yeah.
wanted to add is that like a lot of people have been pinging us like, oh, like why is the points leaderboard taking so long and stuff. Like I think we want to do it right. Like, as you guys heard from Ben just now, the level of detail we go into. That for example, a lot of the RP army provides security for like launch tokens that go crazy in prices, volume in the first like 24 hours, 48 hours. Getting like all of the token launches in the past like 1 year prices right, making sure that the points calculate accurately, making sure that the correct pools are removed, making sure that no one like just pumps the price of a random token and suddenly has like 1 billion points. Like this is what we are doing. I think we are also doing it. Sometimes we do it manually where we like hand check like the like suspicious prices or tokens or pools, or LP Army also reports them. Like the level of detail going into it is quite immense, which is why bear with us and trying to do it right. Yeah, as Joshua says, that we do have to find the accurate price of a token that is probably dead now, but launched 1 year ago and did like 10 million volume on the first day, and we have to find the accurate price of that token, probably like almost very accurately throughout the entire period. that's what I'm trying to do. So we are on it, and we hope to show you guys something soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add something. So basically, yeah, it's been a while. So in summary, we've made great progress thanks to Ben, right, the team. I think the next phase we will be working towards with the community. Yeah, so I think we have the baseline foundation points already. So it's now probably a good time to actually get the community involved and let us know, give us feedback on what is inaccurate, and so that we can move towards a phase whereby things are more or less there. Yeah. But we cannot guarantee everything is 100% perfect. Nothing's 100% perfect. But let's work together to move towards that target. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot for time, Ben. And thanks a lot to HMC and Joshua for hopping on and sharing some comments. Yeah. So next we have a fun little proposal for me and Zen. Yeah,
fun.
let's just jump straight into it. Maybe I'll let Zen like run through some talking points. But yeah, basically me and Zen, we have something to share. And yeah.
Okay, so first of all, why? So I mean, there's a lot of talk about TG, right? So, but what happens after TG? So that's one thing that I've been thinking about. So I really want to ride on the momentum of TG when it happens, and set ourselves up to scale liquidity even further in the long run. Right? Because even after TG, we still need to make sure that we continue to incentivize pools and whatnot to continue the momentum. Right, so this proposal lays the foundation for two key things. One is the liquidity mining after TGE, and the other one is a reserve we can use for during TGE for launch-related needs. Okay. So first part is what we're proposing, right? We're calling for the formation of this thing called the liquidity rewards and TG reserves, split into two parts: 30% liquidity rewards reserve and 5% TG. For the 20%, this will be used after TG to fund around 2 years of LM rewards, right? So designed to really keep the flywheel spinning, right? You know the 3 LPs, right? So I think it's important to have incentives, right, to keep the flywheel spinning. And so far, we have really seen how retail LPs on DLMM are earning solid readjusted returns, and we really want to double down on that. Right? And this 20% also allows us the flexibility to power things like matching token incentives for big launches, right? And continuing the LP stimulus plan, like basically our stimulus points season number 2, right? So we can continue to attract LPs, right, to come to LM on our pools, right? The LP on our pool, sorry. And then also to have new adoption programs. For example, we have new programs like DAMM V2 coming up, right? So how do we actually power these new programs, right? And maybe we have other programs that are going to roll out. How do we actually power those as well? So this is basically the 20%, right? We will have definitely a lot more details coming up, but this is the high level goal for the 20%. It's really, in summary, right, to actually have to be used after TG to fund LM rewards, and to really keep the flywheel spinning and keep the momentum going. Okay, so the 5%, Soju, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so there's we are proposing a separate reserve called the TGE reserve. This is 5% of MET that will be designated for all TGE related needs. Probably liquidity, market making, and or centralized exchanges and things like that. And it helps to us build up depth of the token at launch. So I think like it's very obvious to us that MET will be launched on one of our tools, DAMM V2, DRMM, DBC even, probably not DBC, but maybe like DBC is part of our tool set, and it will be used one of these places. And in order to launch the token, we need some reserve to play with, to do things like lending out the market makers, provide liquidity on centralized exchanges and things like that. But one thing to note is that like we actually expect MET to have a very high circulating supply of like maybe 40% or even more at TGE, and we are only reserving 5% liquidity for it. To put the numbers into comparison, Juke went live with 13.5% circulating supply at TGE and 2.5% of liquidity in the DRMM pool and another 2.5% in many other places. So the ratio that we have is actually very low compared to other teams. But the LP army is expected, but we feel okay because we have an LP army, people who's going to receive a lot of MET on TGE. You're going to be able to provide liquidity immediately on DRMM. And the way we design the TG reserve is that like, there should be abundance of opportunity, providing liquidity and earning fees on MET during launch. One thing to note is also that like we will return any unused MET after TG to the DAO. So I will probably be like keeping everyone like detailed on exactly how much of MET is used where and why. For example, if we use 2.5% of MET on the DRMM launch pool, we will send it in, we will show the transaction IDs, we'll pull it out afterwards and retain to the DAO, things like that. So fun fact, I'm the one that did the community audits for Juke, so don't worry, I know I've done it before. So we'll probably do that for TGE. And yeah. is there? Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna tweet. So I just want to like say that like this is all like shared, posted on proposals.meteora.ag. I'm just gonna share it now. Just gonna share this for a while. So we posted this on like proposals on Meteora.ag for us to make comments. It's everything we just covered. Such as the formation of the liquidity rewards reserve and 5% reserve, potential usages like what Zen was mentioning, the TGE reserve, also included an appendix of like what other market makers, what other token launchers use. So please go here, make and comment on it and let us know what you guys think. And we'll have all discussions related to this proposal here. Yeah.
Yeah, just to say that this is a proposal, right? So we are proposing and then we are making our case here. So please do share with us your thoughts. Right.
This is a draft proposal. Yeah.
Draft some more. Yeah, it's draft some more. So
yeah.
So we'd love to hear your thoughts and yeah.
Yeah, I'll just post this to the chat now, but of course I'll tweet it out later and then announce it as well later. But yeah, so you guys on the community call will have first alpha. But yeah, let me switch back to the sites. Yeah, so that's it from all the team stuff. And ending off the day, we have a tweet initiative from Josha. What's up, Josha? Welcome back on stage.
Yo, Josha.
Hey, thanks for having me again. That's a really quick one. I just wanted to say that last, I think, 3 weeks, we held 2 events in the LP Army server. First one was just a kind of making a kind of a first step into creating some kind of interactive place kind of event for LP Army to kind of LP together, share their thoughts, and have a more kind of a conversational format where you can come up on stage, talk to me, talk to other community members. The first one was great, and this week we held another event where there we, as you may know, of course Mario is not here, but we held the LP competition for PNLs, for best PNL of an LP year, and this week we had the winners of this competition come up on the LMM Night Live and explain the strategies of how we reach this profitability. I believe that this one was absolutely amazing. We had 2 winners. Of course, we don't have the third one, but they explained on how did we achieve this profitability, what strategies they use, how did they kind of more advanced stuff which you want kind of to know, and also at this point you can talk to them, you can talk to myself, and kind of have more engagement with the community. And I think that we will continue trying this event from time to time. Please keep updated in the announcements of LP Army Discord. And yes, that's it. We'll be waiting for you.
Nice. Zen, any thoughts?
No, I think it's great. And then thanks to Gosha for really pushing this through. I'm looking forward to see how we can how things can really pan out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great to see like Mario, Josha, everyone driving stuff on the LP Army Discord. So if you haven't joined LP Army Discord yet, do join LP Army Discord and participate in the community there. And yeah, that's all, folks. Thanks for hopping on to another community call. LP Army Discord is there. That's the one that Joshua was just sharing the initiative about. Do join both Discords. Follow us on Meteora or Met LP Army. Comment on the proposal we just posted and look forward. And try out DAMM V2 that's also live on production now. And look forward to more to come, such as the points checker. Any final thoughts from anyone?
Well, I will throw out there that we will have Advanced Bootcamp number 3 coming up this Sunday, 1 p.m. UTC. going to be about advanced strategies. We're going to have Chief on. I believe he's going to talk about the top blast curve and perhaps some other things. Keklebek will be on to demo some of his strategies. So we may have some other people making comments, but those are our two main presenters. I'm going to get an announcement out on the Discords here soon, but really looking forward to that. So join us for Advanced Bootcamp number 3, Advanced Strategies.
Sweet. Thanks for that, HMC. Thanks for reminding us. But yeah,
Yep.
thanks everyone for coming, and we'll see you guys around. Peace out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Camp is about to begin. Rise up, it's time to log in. LP Army will teach you the way to be LP warriors starting today. We live for the beats we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul, and now we sing our song. We live for the beats we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. The LP Army marches strong. The best in soul, and now we sing our song. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic is our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Spot could be asked, use them all. Winning's the task, we heed the call. Who can join our ranks so tight? Listen to the Goose Gang and gain your might. We will print and we will earn. Points to gain as tokens burn. Join the ranks of the brave and bold. Story of the LP Army told. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic feeds our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might. Make your position and join the pool. Post your wins with Alex's tool. LP Army, we fight to win. Your journey is about to begin. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic feeds our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together.